First warning, MMA Report is joined live via Skype with Tyus, the White Mamba White, fighting out of Pura Vida. Tyus, we appreciate you being on the show today. First, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Jackson Yard Care. You have the right to a beautiful yard. Heidledge Masonry, Plush Care, and Kiss My Fist Medco, the absolute hardest hitting edibles on the planet. Tyus, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. So tell us about your combat sports background and more importantly, how you got into MMA.
Yeah, so pretty much my whole life, I've been wrestling since second grade. So I've pretty much just been doing that my whole life. And then MMA, I've been a fan of it pretty much my whole life too. Been watching guys, the UFC, WEC, guys like Jens Pulver, Cub Swanson. Loved watching John Jones. Every time I watch John Jones, I get goosebumps watching him, So yeah, just love watching the sport pretty much. So I've been a fan. So my whole life.
Yeah. So you started off with a wrestling background. Obviously, like you said, became a fan, started watching it.
Yeah.
So you were a standout wrestler at West Allis, right? What made you actually decide, or when did you decide that you wanted to make the transition to mixed martial arts?
I think it was after my senior year of high school wrestling. Because I didn't know if I wanted to go to college or not. So I just wanted to, stay in shape, just do something, stay active. So then I went over to Red Schaefer, and that's how I met Solo, Montel, Tim Hiley, Josh Moody, and guys like that. So.
And so you decided to make the transition from Red Schaefer's to Pure Vita when everyone else did too?
Actually, I went to college for a year, and then I came back, and then Montel hit me up asking, what I was doing, if I was still training or not, and I was told him I was interested in training, so he told me to come down to Pura Vida, introduce myself to Jake, and just didn't look back from there,
Yeah, the rest is history. So when you arrived at Pura Vida, you obviously had a decorated wrestling background, but lately your stand-up has looked fantastic. Who do you credit for your success in that area?
Obviously the coaches and teammates, my stand-up's been, iffy right off the jump, but, I put the time in, coaches telling me what to do, get the technique better. I've been taking the beatings, it's the only way to get better. You gotta take the beatings. So yeah, it's been improving. It's not where I want it yet, but it's definitely improving.
Sure. So this is going to be your second pro fight this Saturday. You had a dominant victory in your debut. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Ernest Walls is the opponent. What do you know about him?
I don't know too much. I know he's better than what the record shows.
I agree.
Yeah, he's definitely explosive. I think he was a little bit of a wrestler himself. So yeah, it should be a good matchup.
Yeah, no, he is definitely better than his record suggests. He's a guy that has always fought tougher competition, and
yeah,
you got to give credit to that for sure. So you're still young in the sport. Obviously, you're how old are you now? 20?
22.
22.
Yeah.
How many times do you plan on fighting in 2020?
I could see maybe 2 to 3 times. Not too much. I've been doing a lot of training. I still want to do a lot of training. I'm still young. Right. I've only had 4 amateur fights, so
yeah,
staying in the gym is pretty much the main focus right now.
Yeah, so yeah, you're the gym you're at Pura Vida. I know Jake is a guy that lets a fighter turn pro when he thinks they're ready.
Yeah.
So obviously that was the case with you. I trust the process with them, and I believe you do too. So 125, 135, you could probably fight at either one. What weight class do you prefer?
I can do both of them really, but 135, it's not a tough weight cut for me. It's only like 10 pounds. I walk around maybe 145, 150 sure. on a good day. So yeah, I can do both really, but 125 is probably the better one.
Sure.
Just because, the weight cut for 135 isn't too bad at all.
Yeah. So I've seen you in the gym on Saturdays. I've come in there and watched you spar. Do you have any main training partners that you work with during the week?
No, I work with all of them. Everybody who's there, I roll with all of them, strike with all of them. I like working with all of them because, they all are specialists in all their own ways. So,
Sure.
yeah, I like to work with everybody.
That's cool. The nickname White Mamba, how did that come to fruition?
Yeah, so when I first started MMA, my dad and my brother were coaching a local kids club wrestling, and they were gonna go off that, and they're gonna make their own club, and they were gonna call it White Mamba Wrestling. So we made T-shirts, handing them out. Obviously, we never went through with it, and then I was wearing the T-shirt at practice one day, and I think Montel just started calling me White Mamba, so it just kind of just stuck.
Montel is a character. He's one of the guys in
Yeah.
the gym that I just like to pay attention to because you never know what he's going to say.
Right.
So fight week's arrived. Do you have any predictions for Saturday night?
Either way, I'm ready for the 3-round war,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I definitely see myself getting my hand raised. So
Any prediction on how?
it doesn't matter how,
Okay.
because I'm ready to go the 3 round. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the 3-round war, but yeah, I'm just gonna get my hand raised, gonna get the job done.
Yeah. So earlier in the interview, you mentioned that you started off as a fan watching. Are you still a guy that watches like UFC and Bellator, or are you more of a guy that studies potential opponents' tapes on your spare time?
No, I just like watching the UFC. I'm not a big Bellator. I just like the UFC right now. They got a bunch of good fights coming up. So yeah.
So you mentioned that they got a lot of good fights coming up.
Yeah.
Teammates. I know O'Day is going to be making his debut soon. Montel is going to be fighting January 25th in North Carolina. Are you going to go to any of those fights?
Probably not. I'm gonna watch those fights for sure.
Yeah.
As far as going there, yeah, probably not.
So I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball here too. I asked Jake this earlier in the week. The UFC just signed Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. It's finalized. It's going to be for the title. In your opinion,
Yeah, it's a great fight.
In your opinion, who wins that fight and how?
I just don't see anybody stopping Khabib. His wrestling's just way too dominant. So I definitely got Khabib for sure.
Decision or?
Yeah, it's probably decision. Because Ferguson, he's a scrappy dude. He can definitely hang in there. I think it's the best matchup for Khabib. But yeah, I still got Khabib.
And then we have Conor McGregor versus Cowboy. Your opinion on that?
I got McGregor. That left hand right down the middle.
Yeah.
I can see him knocking him out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it seems to be a popular opinion. One thing, it's being contested at welterweight, so you never know how that weight's gonna carry on that fight later on. So I obviously appreciate your time here. Tell the fans at home that are watching where they can find you on social media and who your sponsors are. The floor is yours.
I don't have any sponsors right now. I'm not too active on social media, but you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at White Tyus. So
I will tell you this: First Warning MMA Report would love to be your sponsor.
I would love to have you guys.
Yeah, let's. I'll get with you this week. We'll talk, and that's something that you're a guy. I don't know if you've read our posts. You're one of 3 guys in the state that I never bet against.
Yeah.
I'm real high on you. I think you have a bright future, and we would love to sponsor you.
Thank you. I love what you guys are doing too, man. With local MMA, bringing it up.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. That's the goal. We appreciate your time today. Good luck on Saturday, and I expect a bright future for you.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Take care.
Yep. You too.